Like us on Facebook at Entertainment Radio SA.
It is just after 2 o'clock on a Monday, and it's time for our social media chat, joined by Carla from the Digital Law Company. She comes to us all the way from Gauteng. Hello, Carla. How's it going?
Hi, you're well, thanks yourself.
I'm good, thank you. It's good to hear your voice again. How have you been? Otherwise.
Great, thank you. Everything's been fantastic. And then?
No, same here. It's a bit cold. Today's a nice warm day, so very, very grateful for that, actually.
That's great. You must be grateful. The sun is shining in Gauteng, but it's super cold for some or other reason.
Sure. Yeah, you just mentioned to me off air that you're sitting there in a gown, so I can only imagine.
Yeah, it's quite cold. I'm not sure if it's the house or if it's definitely outside. It's definitely not the house, but it's we should actually do a slot before I start with like weather with Carla or something like that.
Yes, why not? Why not? Give us your
and
forecast.
I can report weather from Gauteng.
Yes. But listen, I must tell you, the mornings and late nights, they're really getting to me now, hey? It is absolutely freezing.
Yeah,
I think it's because we're living so close to the water. I mean, we're basically living on the water here in our complex.
Yeah, I can just imagine it's much colder there at night than it's here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. Getting used to it because it's the first winter that we actually hear. But, Now moving on, today we're talking about online security and how to keep your personal details safe. You're going to give us some tips today, Carla.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to just get right into it. And I think with security online, everything is about your privacy and how much of yourself you actually put out there. I mean, the last time we spoke, we used that quote from Frank Abagnale that said, give me a person's full name and the town that they live in, and I'm 98% there of the way there to steal their identity. And it is really like that. And we all have a constitutional right to privacy, Section 14 of the Constitution, everybody or most of the people that I speak to say, "Oh man, privacy is dead. It doesn't matter anymore because you don't have a private life anymore." Yes, you do. I think it depends on online privacy is what, and even in the real world, it depends on how much of your personal information you put out there and how much you actually give to other people. I mean, if you take, for instance, Kim Kardashian, her children all have an online presence. I mean, North wasn't even born yet, and she had an Instagram account and like thousands of followers.
Not good.
So you're creating this digital footprint, that's what we call it, for your kids. And I think that's something parents also need to be very aware of, like posting those photos of your kid in front of school. It's Janine's first day in primary school, but she's standing in front of the school. We know what she looks like. We know which school she goes to. So it's that type of online footprint that you are creating for your child, and actually throughout the years putting all these photos of them on Facebook or on Instagram, and it's so unsafe. And we have spoken about it before, but like Kim Kardashian versus somebody like Vanessa Carrera, an old Miss South Africa. I mean, you can go onto her Instagram. She has this beautiful Instagram account and with her children, but you will never see her children's faces. There's always photos of them walking to the beach or whatever, but you never see their faces. There's photos of them with their toes in the sand. And it's just creating that sense of privacy around your home and your personal life, especially if you're an icon. And they say, what's the nice Afrikaans saying? Die hoogste bome vang die meeste wind. So, the popular you are, the more of a celebrity status you have, unfortunately, you have to keep some stuff private. Otherwise, you're pretty much doomed. And I think the first thing to keeping stuff private online is public versus private accounts. So the moment you download a platform like Instagram or Facebook or whatever the case may be, Snapchat, TikTok, all those nice platforms that everybody's on these days, the first thing you have to do is make it as private as possible, because as soon as you download that platform, everything is as public as it possibly can be, because, I mean, that's what the big tech giants want, because the more public your account is, the more information that they get out of you and the more ads they can send your way. so they make more money. I mean, it's free to sign up, which is glorious. But if you're not paying with money, you need to know that you're paying with something else, because there's no such thing as a free lunch anymore.
Yeah.
So if you're not paying anything for it, you're selling something else, and normally it's your personal information. And the thing with public accounts and private accounts, we spoke about Richard Prince the other day with the art gallery that he had in New York, taking all these people's pictures, hanging them up, and selling them, and then the people whose photos it was, they couldn't get any royalties for it because he was allowed to do that. And I think it's a very important thing to remember, that let's say, for instance, I have a private account, and I put something on my account, and they take that and they put it on the front page of a newspaper. I can actually then do something about it and sue the newspaper, because I had a certain expectation of privacy surrounding the post that I made. But if I had a public account and something was put onto my platform or published or posted, then they can do with it what they want to, and they can put it on the front page of the newspaper. You can't sue them. The guy who takes a picture of his his breakfast, lunch and dinner and posts it on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and say, going to the gym at 2 today, guys, and then checks in at the gym, has less privacy than the guy who posts on Facebook once a week.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So it's really just a case of putting less of yourself out there and actually thinking before you post. I mean, like you've seen it so many times before, people that post stuff when they're younger, and then, when you're older and you're out of university or whatever and going to look for a job, those posts and those things that you published and photos that you published can come back and haunt you.
They surface all of a sudden, yeah.
Be very careful. Yeah, be very careful of what you post in the first place. Doesn't mean that your privacy settings are on par and everything is just as private as it can be, that you can't get into trouble, because there's like the thing we call the screenshot. The screenshot is from the devil. I mean, something can be as private as possible, like a WhatsApp. I feel is more private and intimate than something that you post on Facebook, because a WhatsApp is normally a conversation between you and one other person. But I mean, if that person takes a screenshot of a very important message that should have been very private, and they forward that screenshot to a group where 200 people are on, then your privacy is out the door. So I think it's also about what you're posting, when you're posting it, and being very careful of what you're putting out there. Not even of yourself, but of other people as well, because you can get into trouble both ways.
Yeah, Carla, I want to ask you, when you get to apps like Tinder, does privacy actually exist on these dating apps? Or is that out the window the minute you sign up?
Look, I think there's like a sense of privacy depending on what you put of yourself out there. But I mean, as soon as you get chatting to another person and you start exchanging numbers, the more of yourself you give to that person, you don't even know who it is, the less, the less privacy you have. So be very careful. And I mean, like we spoke the other day about it as well, the whole sextortion thing. Make sure that you know somebody before you just send them stuff like private, intimate stuff, give them a phone call, not even phone call, give them, FaceTime them, WhatsApp video call them, see if this person is who they say they are, before you just, jump on the love boat and send these pictures or private messages that's not really meant for somebody else's eyes. You don't know who's on the other side of that line. So it's all about investigating and really getting into it before you just send stuff, and don't just believe something that comes out of somebody's mouth. It's the same with the fake news we discussed. Investigate. You need to interrogate content. You need to interrogate people before you trust them. Because trust is, people say privacy is dead, but I would say trust is almost dead, Yeah. So because people just trust each other, it's amazing how quickly people trust each other, and we can't with the social media climate that we're living in and the generation that we're living in. You can't just trust a person that you meet online and just take it for that's who they say they are, so I'm going to deal with it and I'm going to go ahead and do whatever they're asking me to do. So I think another thing with securing your your privacy, obviously your privacy settings. If you go onto WhatsApp, make sure that if you go to your account to privacy, make sure that all your privacy settings are listed as my contacts, not everyone. It's that new. I don't know if you saw that message that's been doing the round this week for the WhatsApp groups. If you go into your WhatsApp, onto your accounts, onto privacy, and you go to groups, and it says everyone, that means that any person who has your phone number can add you to a random group, because you don't accept or decline groups. You just get added, and then you have the option to leave. But I mean, it's so easy for other people to just take random numbers and add a group, and then start sending all these nudes or all these racist remarks or whatever, and you can get into trouble for that. So make sure that everything is my contacts. So only the contacts that you have on your phone will then be able to add you to a WhatsApp group. There's another scam doing the round that a friend of yours will message you and ask you for a 6-digit code. Because they were meant to send it to somebody else, but they sent it to you. Can you please just forward that code to them? That's your code for actually unlocking your WhatsApp, and they're busy hacking your WhatsApp. And as soon as you send that code, they get into your WhatsApp, and then they pretend to be you. You get locked out, and they have full control over your WhatsApp.
Oh my word!
So make sure that you don't. Nobody will ask. A friend cannot ask you for a 6-digit code. It's a scam. It's a hack. Please don't even go there. Don't send a 6-digit code to anybody if you receive a WhatsApp or an SMS or anything like that.
Yeah, I see. Emma shared that. Was it last week?
Yeah.
Emma Sadler.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, it was shared. So just keep that in mind. And then I think, like all the other times, make sure that you have 2-factor authentication on your phone. Make sure that you have 2-factor authentication on all your platforms that you are currently busy with, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, and WhatsApp. Make sure that you have the 2-factor authentication. And then never put in your full birth year. If they ask for your full birth year, always go a year below, or, for your birth year. You can put in your birth date. That's fine. Because, I mean, if we don't put in birthdays on Facebook, who's going to remember each other's birthdays these days? It's not like you have it written down somewhere.
Yeah.
But at least your birth year, just make it, if you're born 92, make it 91 or 93. So your full correct birth date is not on social media somewhere that somebody can find it. And then also make sure that you don't have the same passwords for everything. I mean, you can't have your Facebook, your email, and your online banking password the same password. Your chances of being hacked are just so much greater.
Yeah, that's not wise.
Yeah, so keep safe. Don't give out stupid information that's super private and you don't know the person, and really be careful out there, and be vigilant on social media. Don't trust anybody, and interrogate before you send any private information to anybody on any platform.
And Carla, of course you know what you're talking about, because you are working with these cases almost on a daily basis. So you see it happening right in front of your eyes. So that's why you're giving us these lovely warnings. Just quickly going through it
everywhere. Yes.
Yeah, just opening the menu on WhatsApp, those little dots on the right hand side. Then you go to settings, you go to account, you go to privacy, and then there you can see, okay, my last seen is nobody, profile photo, my contacts, about my contacts, and groups my contacts. Yay. 5 stars.
That sounds perfect. Great.
You need to check yours as well. Absolutely.
Awesome. And also make sure, one more thing, just make sure that when a platform updates terms and conditions, just make sure that you go and check your privacy again, because sometimes when your terms and conditions are updated, you actually forfeit whatever you chose before.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Okay, so just double check. As soon as you accept like an update of something on a platform, just go back to your privacy settings and just make sure that everything is as it was. It's normally the same, but sometimes there'll be like a little change in something, like Facebook putting on that face recognition without anybody knowing. I mean, and it's so dangerous, because I mean, what if there's a photo of you and you were half naked on a table drunk, and they're putting this photo, somebody else puts the photo of you up on Facebook, and Facebook recognizes your face and just tags you automatically without you knowing. So
that's catastrophic.
just be very careful. Go check the Facebook face recognition. Make sure that it's off. Make sure that it's not on. It's a dangerous one, that one.
Absolutely. Carla, how do we get in touch with the Digital Law Company?
You can contact us via email on info@thedigitalawco.com, and our website is www.thedigitalawco.com. We also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, so you go check us out over there, and you're more than welcome to contact us any time of day or night.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much, Carla. Some wise words from you today, some good tips, and hopefully everybody's going to go and check their settings now and adhere to these rules for your own safety, for your own sake. We'll talk to you next week, Monday. Looking forward to it, Carla. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, cool. Chat again. Thanks. Bye.
Have a good afternoon, Thanks, Bye-bye.